Hello everyone, it's Melanie here with Vintage Hill Studio. Welcome back to Craft Tool Time. Today we're going to delve into the basics of making a couple of card bases. A 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 and then a 5 by 7 inch card as well. So of course we start with a heavyweight, or I like to use heavyweight cardstock. This is 8 1/2 by 11. And just to introduce you to this, if you don't know what this is called a scoring board. It's got all of these little scoring channels right here. And when you lay your paper on here, it comes with a little scoring tool in this handy keeper. This is called a bone folder. And when you press this along your paper, it will score it. And that's what we're going to use to make our card today. Okay, while I'm introducing you to a scoring board, we've talked about the scoring board and a bone folder. This scoring board is actually by Martha Stewart, and you can see it's got your measurement lines this way and this way vertically. So horizontal set and a vertical set. Now your scoreboard does not come with this. I added this with a Sharpie because it helps me with some of my other projects as far as keeping things straight, especially like with fun fold cards. Now the other thing to note on this scoring board is that this is going to be very hard for you to read, but I'll try to get it as close as possible. Still hard to read. It has cards here, and it gives you the standard card size and the measurement of those, the folded card, what paper size to start with, where to score and fold it. Then it also has directions for gatefold card, where to score and fold those, and also how to make boxes. So this is a really cool little tool right here. Let me close this and flip it over. You also have this on the back of your board. And this pulls out very easily. It just stores right here. And if you flip it around, it will show you a little recipe for making envelopes. So this, again, is very good. You can see this a lot better. It shows you the envelope sizes, the size of the paper you start with, an A score line and a B score line. And when you do that and you fold your paper, you get the perfect size for whatever card you're trying to make. I've used this quite a bit for like square cards because it's very hard to find envelopes, ready-made envelopes for square cards. So if you want to make any of your own envelopes, this little tool on the back of your scoreboard is very handy. And then this just slides right back in here. I say that when I'm trying to do a video, it's going to give me trouble. And so everything's in one place. Very handy little tool to have, a scoreboard. Okay, back to making our basic cards. Now I know you can't see this because it's even hard for me to see, but we're going to do an A2 size card, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it says I should start with an 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 inch piece of paper. So let's do that. 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. I'm gonna bring over my Caterpillar Pro. This is a rotary blade paper cutter. So this already is 8 1/2. So I know I'm not going to do that. Need to cut anything there. And then it said by 5 1/2. So I'm going to cut right here. Now that gives me an 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 inch cut. And I actually can get 2 cards out of one 8 1/2 by 11 sheet of paper. Bring our scoreboard back over, scoring board. I'll get my bone folder out. Now again, the instructions tell me for an A2 size card, I want to score at 4 1/4. So I'm going to place this in here at the 8 1/2 inch length, and I'm going to score at 4 1/4. You add just enough pressure to give you a good score line. You can reinforce that if you like. You can see that leaves you a nice score line. Then you're simply going to take your card, fold it over. I like to match the corners. And then reinforce this with my bone folder. And there is your A2 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card base. And like I said, you get 2 of those with 1 cut. So again, score it 4 1/4. Fold it over, match up the corners. You can make a lot of cards all at once and have your stash ready for all your crafting needs. So now I have 2 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card bases ready for card making. Now let's talk about a 5 by 7 card base. Again, 8 1/2 by 11. There's no way to conserve paper whether you use the 8 1/2 by 11 or a 12 by 12 sheet. You're going to have a little bit of a loss as you go with bigger size cards. So I'll bring over my Caterpillar Pro. So 5 by 7. That means this time I want a 10-inch on the long side because I'm going to score it at 5. Then I'm going to need to simply flip it and do a 7-inch cut. So now I have, this is the 7-inch and this is 10 inches. It's 10 inches because we're going to score it in half at 5 to make a 5 by 7-inch card. Again, you can see the score line. I'm going to line up my corners very quickly. Reinforce this. And now I have a 5 by 7-inch card. Now these are the scraps that were left over. I can use that for stamping and other things. So hang on to your scraps. So here we have a 5 by 7-inch card and 2 of the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card bases. Hope you found this helpful. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Become a subscriber. I have all kinds of other crafting videos, but wanted to get back to some of the basics for card making. Happy crafting, everyone.